Midbar, Chapter 9. Adonai spoke to Moshe in the Sinai desert in the first month of the second year after they had left the land of Egypt. He said, "Let the people of Israel observe Pesach at its designated time. On the 14th day of this month, at dusk, you are to observe it. At its designated time, you are to observe it according to all its regulations and rules." Moshe told the people of Israel to observe Pesach. So they observed Pesach at dusk on the 14th day of the month in the Sinai desert. The people of Israel acted in accordance with all that Adonai had ordered Moshe. But there were certain people who had become unclean because of someone's corpse, so that they could not observe Pesach on that day. So they came before Moshe and Aaron that day and said to him, "We are unclean because of someone's corpse, but why must we be kept from bringing the offering for Adonai at the time designated for the people of Israel?" Moshe answered them, "Wait, so that I can hear what Adonai will order concerning you." Adonai said to Moshe, "Tell the people of Israel, if any of you now or in future generations is unclean because of a corpse, or if he is on a trip abroad, nevertheless he is to observe Pesach. But he will observe it in the second month on the 14th day at dusk. They are to eat it with matzah and maror. They are to leave none of it until morning, and they are not to break any of its bones. They are to observe it according to all the regulations of Pesach. But the person who is clean and not on a trip, who fails to observe Pesach, will be cut off from his people. Because he did not bring the offering for Adonai at its designated time, that person will bear the consequences of his sin. If a foreigner is staying with you and wants you to observe Pesach for Adonai, he is to do it according to the regulations and rules of Pesach. You are to have the same law for the foreigner as for the citizens of the land. On the day the tabernacle was put up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, that is, the tent of the testimony. And in the evening, over the tabernacle was what appeared to be fire, which remained until morning. So the cloud always covered it, and it looked like fire at night. Whenever the cloud was taken up from above the tent, the people of Israel continued their travels, and they camped wherever the cloud stopped. At the order of Adonai, the people of Israel traveled. At the order of Adonai, they camped. And as long as the cloud stayed over the tabernacle, they stayed in camp. Even when the cloud remained on the tabernacle for a long time, the people of Israel did what Adonai had charged them to do and did not travel. Sometimes the cloud was a few days over the tabernacle, according to Adonai's order. They remained in camp, and according to Adonai's order, they traveled. Sometimes the cloud was there only from evening until morning, so that when the cloud was taken up in the morning, they traveled. Or even if it continued up both day and night, when the cloud was up, they traveled. Whether it was 2 days, a month, or a year that the cloud remained over the tabernacle, staying on it, the people of Israel remained in camp and did not travel. But as soon as it was taken up, they traveled. At Adonai's order, they camped, and at Adonai's order, they traveled. They did what Adonai had charged them to do through Moshe.